to teach it, pass it on.
I do think, though, that if you live it, and this isn't going to sound, I do think you alter your energy in a way that the teaching can be very, just to smile at someone or acknowledge someone, if they are open, that the teaching can happen almost instantaneously.
Absolutely, by your example,
by
your
example.
mere presence.
Yeah.
There, and that too is a design thing. There are some people who are designed to be an evangelist, to be, do you know this information? There are other people who that's just not their design, but their life is an example of zesty living, of calling on the Spirit in decision making and, practicing self-control and applying peace, love, joy, patience, kindness, those things. So I agree. Depending on the design, your witness, your example is going to be different.
How many of you feel like there are things that animate you and call you in your day-to-day life? That pull you and just like me, I do. that when you respond to those things, you go to that place where it's, time, you lose time, or does everybody here feel like they have something like that? That they're attracted to, that they're pulled to, that animates you in your life?
What you're saying animate,
that butterflies, or it gets you get happy about it, or it lightens your mood,
or you feel passionate about it, and these are questions a lot of us have never asked ourselves. A lot of us have never been asked. So, and again, in this culture, we are sort of put into this mold, and brought up in our school systems and brought up with the media. So we're never exploring ourselves. We're always trying to be and not looking at who it is we are. So, at this point, it's time to start seeking that out. And for me, I began to seek it out in quiet time, in taking some time, on a regular basis to identify with the Spirit and ask. And also, again, like I said, being on alert as you're living out your life as to what is it that makes you feel good? What is it that you just do naturally? And people are like, well, how do you do that? That's because that's your gift. It's not theirs. It is your gift. So when you're on alert and you start to just acknowledge these things about yourself, it will be revealed to you. But you do, I believe, you do have to seek it out because the culture doesn't teach it. And again, like I said, it's changing my parenting because I want to help to teach my kids to connect with themselves and connect with the Spirit. And what is it that what is your passion? What is your design? Because I believe, hands down, when we operate in our design, we will excel in that area beyond anyone who has been taught it or who is trying to be it. There's just no comparison. And we look at certain people, Tiger Woods or Michael Jordan, Colin Powell speak. We look at these people and say, wow, how do they do that? And it's how they do it is they're operating in their gift. And each of us, I believe, has a gift, a passion, that when we operate in that, we will operate at the same exact level. The same exact level. It's by design.
If we trust, just back to the point we were making.
And that,
trust.
And some of you think you might be one thing. Some of the things that you think you are so far from who or what society or your experience have taught you that you are so far from the authentic you that it is a great leap of faith. It takes much courage.
Mm-hmm. That is so true. To
jump off the cliff and say, well, I'm not going to be this anymore. Sometimes it's after 12 years of education or a marriage or a relationship that you've been with for 15 years and you say, oh my goodness, or I'm no longer that. I mean, it's a great leap of faith.
It really is.
And it actually almost feels, I relook at death, where you actually have to grieve because you are no longer, in a way, you are no longer that person.
Yes, and oftentimes it begins with parenting and education. If you think about where we invest our resources, if your child is not doing well in math, you invest in a math tutor. You're spending extra time on math after school. You're, pushing all these resources into math. And if the child's strength may be art, and we should really have a paradigm shift and be channeling all of these resources and energy into art, because that is the vehicle through which that child is going to excel and hit the roof. Now, we absolutely have to do some damage control because the child must pass math to continue in school. So there's, we do have to be cognizant of our weaknesses, and there's a baseline strength in those weaknesses that we have to operate in. But our resources, in my opinion, and what I'm trying to do as a parent, is channel them into my children's strengths, not their weaknesses. So like you said, many of us looked up at 25, and if you ask what's your strength, they'll say, oh, well, history is my strength or whatever, because I've studied it for the past 18 years of my life, and I know. The fact that you've had to invest, it's been a chore to do that, probably means that was not your strength. That was not your gift. So you're right. It's almost like a death to that thought, to that person, and a birth of a new.
Sorry about the wait.
That's
I shall return.
kind of like on my mind where I came here to do one thing, right?
Exactly to be
To pursue something that I have been doing for 20 years, which I felt I was good at, and wanted to get beyond some resistance, yeah, and discovered something else. And I could have easily said, oh, this is what I and let it go. But I just kept saying yes to it. And now I know that I can still do both.
Yes, there's an opportunity. Absolutely.
And that's a paradigm shift too. That's a different perspective, a different way of being. To accept this expanded view, this view of that may look different from where you are. I am I'm an attorney, but I love extreme outdoor adventure. Now those two things may look like they are mutually exclusive or separate things, but the fact that both interests reside within you is an indication that they are not. And really, I think in a way our work is the resolution of those two things that feel like a discrepancy. It feels like a discrepancy, but in fact it's about us accepting that expanse. Can I be a Himalayan climbing litigator? Well, yeah, you can. And can you own that? Can you handle litigation cases for outdoor extreme, athletes? Or, it's the creative mind, it's the imagination. It's that place where those two worlds become reconciled. The key is to know that they are not mutually exclusive, that the opportunity lies in allowing them to reconcile through your creativity. What might this look like? How might these things come together? Am I willing to allow this to take the lead in my life right now?